But
right,
yeah,
and then
man.
the other album we had coming out that was my first listen of the of this week was MOZZY'S. It was his CMG debut, Survivor's Guilt. Uh, man,
You got this one because you kept hitting up
man.
the group chat with you was you was just feeding us like, hey, this is good. Ooh, yeah, you was going once you start going track by track in the breakdown in the group chat. I'm like, oh shit, this might be a good album. Let me get to this first. So yeah, let us know, man. He just
So first off, yeah, you know I'm a Mozzy fan. I think I don't want to like kind of introduce you to Mozzy like on that little front as far as like his music and stuff that was going out there. You know, every Mozzy album ain't like stellar. You know, I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you and tell you that. I mean, especially like some of those little mixtapes and everything. But you know, most of his studio albums are great to me. Mm, the last two I thought was the ones there was the ones I would put on to if somebody was new coming on to Mozzy. Uh, I didn't know what he was really lacking. I couldn't tell as a fan what he was really lacking, right? So I didn't know what to move to Yo Gotti's label, how that was gonna benefit him at all, or you know, what's it gonna do? Only thing I could see was like, okay, marketing wise, you know, if he's out west and he attracted this here, maybe having Yo Gotti co-sign him is gonna get more ears to open up down south and everything. Hopefully, it's doing that, but I think you said it when we was talking back and forth. This is what Mozzy's kind of been doing. He didn't really change up his formula too much, but I think he did not miss on a damn song on this album. Like every song,
there was one.
You know, had that certain
there
type
was
of
one.
flow.
It was one. The one
okay,
with 2
I think
Chainz.
me and you disagree with that, but we're gonna go to it because I already know which one you're talking about. It's gonna get to the end of the album, but he opens up with "Not the Same," and you know, definitely great opener, telling the story, and I think he always tells a vivid story. Like when he getting those little lanes, a little bit of heart, like he give you a little bit of heartfelt, also with a little bit of the grimy with it, and yeah, and then you had Lurkin featuring ESTG. I thought that was a great little mixture on there. I still don't think that was the best feature though. I like the his feature with 42 Doug, Smoking Nothing. And then he had a song on there with Shorty. It was Tell the Truth. I like the Murder on My Mind, Wouldn't Be Us, For Life, Ain't Really Real. Then he gets to the end of the album and man, Mozzy always know how to like really close out an album. And he started really getting in his storytelling, and he starts, you know, tugging at your little heartstrings a little bit with the, you know, the emotional type of little, the emotional gangster type rap on it, you know what I mean? Because I think he had the one overly like the dedication songs and stuff that he did on previous albums. But it starts with "Ain't Really Real," and then goes to open arms. Then it takes a dip on the one I think that you're mentioning on, or as you would say, because he kind of opens it up the ends, but then he comes back with "In My Face" featuring 2 Chainz and YG.
That's a drastic shift from open arms to "In My Face" is
yeah,
you yanking me right from some real shit to some bullshit. Even if I'm with, I mean, you gotta have some shit in the clubs or some shit, you know, like to perform and depending on what crowd. But like that's when we talk about like the random shift in it, you know, the sequencing and stuff like that. But before I forget, man, and it was one song to where it was like it's a simple thing to where he was like, shout out my moms for about I don't know if he said it about my mom's or my aunt for being about a year clean. He started off the song like that and then gets into the rapping. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Simple. It wasn't no double, triple entendre. It was just real shit, you know, real relatable
and that's
shit.
what I was to say. I said emotional street song, but I should say real storytelling, real life. You know what I mean? Like that real harsh life stories that he has to like. And that's where Mozzy kind of like lives with it. And then he closed out with real ones with Roddy Ricch, and I thought this was like, was it? Yeah, Roddy Ricch started coming back this year. It was the album before last, where we said was kind of like it.
The album, yeah,
fit.
hit and miss on the album, but the EP,
this one is Roddy like hitting again on that little tone. So I liked it, this Roddy feature. Thought it was excellent to close out, man. But really felt this album. This was definitely gonna stay in the rotation for me. Mozzy continue to build on his legacy within my eyes and who I'm gonna promote. And when you're talking about West Coast and all this little stuff, I think everybody focus on the lower half of the West Coast with California, but they ain't really mentioning
Northern Cali,
the northern side,
coming.
the NorCal side. I think Mozzy been holding that down for a minute and putting out great albums, man. And he's been sneaking out these albums like. Even on the last one, he was doing these. You want me to swap it or?
You can swap it and then get back to your point. Even on the last album.
Yeah, I can't remember but I know he had like one album that he came out and it was along with somebody else who had a big feature, and everybody was like, "Hey, you need to listen to that Mozzy." Or I know I was one of the people like, "You need to listen to the Mozzy before you listen to it." I got to go back and look at which week it was so I can tell you which artist. But I remember his dropped like real close. It was like when I say the big artist, I'm talking about like a Kanye or something like that was going out there, and I felt like his album was really the one to go grab during that little time frame. So, but this, what was your thoughts on the album?
I just like I like his storytelling, man. And I like how real he keeps it, irregardless of, what new heights he gets to in his career. Much like you said, and we said offline, it's just like, we were wondering how the CMG merging was going to do, whether, they'd be able to really do whatever they need to do with him in terms of, hold on real quick. So, kind of merging CMG and what they would do with him in terms of he's already ready-made artist. Like, you don't really have to do much to him. It's slight tweaking and tinkering with certain sounds or whatever the case may be. But it came off not looking like CMG did much, but give the right little bit of polish to it.
A little bit more for promotion, maybe?
Promotion with that. Definitely last week's group album leading into this. If you didn't know Mozzy or who he was, I put a few people on like, yo, you need to listen to this Mozzy like this week. Like, I mean, anytime an artist that I rocks with, and I know it's probably something that maybe it's just me and a few others that that's open-minded to listen to other people besides traditional guys. Like, this was dope, man. Lurking with ESTG, ESTG is my guy. Wouldn't Be Us, good little bounce, good little West Coast feel on there. Blast could do no wrong in my eyes at this point. Like, to me, he like the Nate Dogg out there out west in terms of you get Blast on your hook, it's rocking to me at this point. And then when you get into the Smoke Nothing, I like 42 Doug, not my favorite, but I like him, you know what I mean, on features. He's kind of like your West Side Gun comparison. Like, I know he says what he says and people got an affinity for him. Me, not so much. You know what I mean? But on features, he typically tends to steal the show or just be very present on that song. You know exactly what he's doing. But kind of the end of the album was really where I rocked with it. Ain't Really Real, Open Arms. That was like the lead single that we heard off the project that I enjoyed a lot. And, just talking about the streets welcoming them with open arms and just kind of the trials and pitfalls of that. Like, we've heard those type of songs before, but that never really gets old for me. I enjoy it each and every time that people get to do it. You know what I mean? So I rocks out with that. I'll skip In My Face each and every time. Real Ones with Roddy Ricch, like you said, standout track of the song. So great opening with Not the Same, storytelling, great closing. That's what he's known for. And there's no filler in this project at all. No filler at all. Even the song I don't like, I just feel like if it fits, I would have probably put it somewhere else in the album or, closer to the top of the album if you're going to do that, because the last half of the album is dark, real, and just relatable shit. So I would have probably ended on that note. You know what I mean? But That's me nitpicking at this point. If I like 13 out of 14 songs and I think it's gonna ride and I'm having trouble on which ones I'm gonna put in a playlist, I'm probably gonna just play the album. That means I'm gonna play the album over and over again because there's no need for me to put it in a playlist because I enjoy it that much. You know what I mean? So he's a real dope artist, man. If y'all not up on Mozzy and just his body of work, like say you like this album, this is gonna be a gem because now you're gonna go back to all the shit that he's dropped over the last course of a couple years. Little projects with Sue Surf and other artists that he's done, and I think y'all really gonna be in for a treat in terms of his back catalog and how ill he really is, man.
Yeah. I just feel like he does that storytelling, real storytelling, like good, like, you know what I mean. A lot of artists dabble in it and stuff like that. I mean, it'll be like in vain of like Tupac, Brenda's Got a Baby, and all these, like the way he can tell such a vivid story and make you kind of feel the situation that they in. And then even what song I'm thinking of? T.I., that last song on the
Still
album
Ain't Forgave Myself.
Still Ain't Forgave Myself. Yeah, like those type of songs. Man, damn. I wouldn't even...
We there, man. We there, man. We here, man. We know this music thing, man.
Yeah, but he gives you those type of deeper songs, like those. That's exactly what I'm thinking that. If you like those type of songs, then you're gonna fit right in with like Mozzy. I would definitely suggest this type of music.
Oh, mixed in with gang culture, of course.
Yeah.
Mixed in with nothing but gang. He's still blood. He's still nothing but gang culture in here. This ain't a guy that just really giving you heartfelt raps. No, it's from a real place. You know what I mean? In and out of jail, in and out the system. Didn't have the easiest life. So go check it out. That's why it feels authentic. That's why it feels real. And that's why we could relate to it in terms of not relate to it, but gravitate to it because it feels real. It feels like somebody's telling a real story, and it doesn't feel like any phony shit. So I enjoy that when I get to go to an artist and get to learn about them, get to feel the authenticity in the raps and relatability in the rap. So that's where I'll leave it. So y'all check out Mozzy's CMG debut, Survivor's Guilt. I mean, guarantee you gonna come back. You're going to come back a fan of his, and I think you'll check out his other music as well.
Yeah. Hey, man, so I think that's about wrapped it up. I mean, we gave you a kind of shorter list on all the new releases, but I think the songs that we talked about, Division earlier with Trail, solid song, and then the two albums that we came with, the Joey Badass 2000, and then the Mozzy Survivor's Guilt, very, very, very solid album. So even if it's like a slower week on our like thing, what we got to digest and what we really got is great music. So
I don't mind these slow weeks, Press.
Mad about that neither.
I don't mind these slow weeks at all, brother. Like with as much came out the week before and the week before that, it's always good to get two really good albums from two really good artists, and they actually deliver in terms of the content around it. You know what I mean? So never mad at being able to focus in on an album for more than a week or two in this rapid fire climate.
Yeah. All right, Cash. And with that, man, do you have anything else?
Nope. Episode 172. Right. Thanks for rocking with us. Patreon folks, thanks for rocking with us. That's www.patreon.com/DSC_podcast. If you guys are so, kind to oblige and tap in with that. We got a lot more in store now that me and Prez are on the same coast and on the same town. So when things start picking up during sports season and stuff like that, we're able to go live right after games and, just kind of give you content on Instagram, on Twitter Spaces and stuff like that. It may not necessarily be, a podcast, but we can give you our thoughts straight out the gate on games and stuff like that and really just chop it up and kind of get involved with the fans of the podcast, supporters of the podcast, whatever you call yourself. So that's all I got, man.
I can't wait for it, man. I mean, just even when we was over there together, we was watching games late at night, so we didn't get that.
Still didn't get the real time.
A lot of energy, so we get real time now. I think this is going to be great this year. So
yeah.
All right, man.
All right, man. With that said, man, episode 172, we out.
We out.